Alright, what up, y'all? So, we are back at it with part 4 of the Legend run. So, like I was talking about at the end of part 3, definitely had to change up decks and took a lot of research, went looking at the numbers and figuring out what I think the best deck to play at this point is, and I came across Spell Demon Hunter as the right choice here. So, not going to beat this one to death. This is a pretty standard list. Only difference is Horn of Feasting. I think Horn of Feasting is really good. I've seen lists that play I-Beam, and this one actually cut one Hive Map as well as something else in order to play Horn of Feasting. So I think Horn of Feasting and Hounds of Fury, along with stuff like Slumber and the variety of other good removals, I think this will do really well against the metagame, because this metagame seems to be really heavily aggro. So as long as that's the case, you got to play something that has good aggro matchups and a good ability to finish the game. The Eternal Hold, crazy card. It seems like whenever you draw this and play this card, your win rate goes up significantly. I think it's like, if it's in your hand, like 60% of the games you're going to win if it's in your opening hand. So just, yeah, crazy stuff. Really interesting deck. I wasn't a fan of this deck the first time or two that I played it, but I think the metagame has shifted a little bit, and this seems like the best bet. So let's see what we can do with this thing. Okay, Death Knight seems like a fine matchup.
Will serve me in death. This ends now.
So because this could be unholy aggro, Death Knight, I'm tempted to keep Sigil of Cinder and Infestation. I think these two are great cards to start with. I don't hate keeping these. I think this is a fine hand in a bubble. Normally, you do want some kind of card draw. You want to get that card advantage going as soon as possible, but yeah, my gut is telling me just to snap keep all of this. So I think that's what I'm going to do, but I am a little hesitant. Like, I think Sigil is probably the only thing. Yeah, I'm going to throw that back and see what else we can get here, but wow, okay, we're just meant to have it. Fine. What are the odds of that?
Either the Legion dies, or I die with it.
That's crazy. Kaboom. So no one drop makes me think they might not be aggro. If we see something like Maze Guide or... Oh, okay. It could be a different version of this, because Necromancer is in some builds. Very fascinating. I think it's pretty easy to justify this decision, because that guy is a problem. Yeah, you leave Necromancer alone for too long, and he just... he'll do some serious work. I like this card a lot. I was a little sad when I was playing Unholy Death Knight, and I couldn't fit it into the list. It just seemed like there were a lot of other things that were better. Oh! Into Broodmother. This is like Dragon Death Knight? You don't see that very often. Oh. Or maybe this is just an interesting version of aggro. This is fascinating. I don't hate Hounds of Fury here, actually. I think it might be okay. Especially considering
I grow impatient.
I can go attack here. Hounds of Fury will kill this and trade with this, so I'll be left with a 3-1, and I'll have a 3-3 on board still. I think that's okay.
Vengeance is mine.
Boom, boom. Take 3. All right. And we got Impervious. Imposter. Well, this is pretty useless, I think.
Change is coming.
You don't encounter this deck very often. Some kind of dragon-based Death Knight? When I'm streaming like this and recording, I try not to just like immediately go to the keyboard and like, okay, what's in this deck? What's the win rate?
The fallen will serve.
It is a little confusing though. This is very interesting. Because you want to know the best way to play around this, but I always like to think that experience is the best teacher.
I grow impatient.
Yeah, I think the more we can stifle their early aggression, the better.
Drown them all.
Alright, working out decently so far, keeping their hand count low, maintaining some cards in our hand, so far feeling pretty good, but it really does depend on how they ramp up into the later turns. If they start playing some crazy stuff,
Change is coming.
I don't think they're going to be playing Altraxion and other Herald effects, but I could be wrong. So if they do that and they have, say, Deathwing or some other very powerful high-end cards, then that could be a problem. But I think so far we're doing great. And I think the nature of this metagame right now, as of April 4th, is that you need to be able to counter the early aggression, and that's the best way to either get someone to concede or to get someone to have no other options. Oh my goodness, so Lasting Legacy gives 8 attack, so at some point I could have 11 lifesteal attack if I really want. That would be awesome.
I grow impatient.
We're gonna do this. Taking 0 damage. Let's go. Yeah, I think we're going to maintain complete control of this board right now. I don't love that trade there with the 3-1, but I think it's good to maintain strong board presence as much as possible and just show them every turn that we can answer as much as possible. Okay, Shadows of Yesterday, very good card. So this is where I'm talking about how they could, depending on the quality of their cards, ramp up into some powerful things. So Shadows of Yesterday, Chow Down. What else? Obviously, Grave Strength is a card that's played in a lot of these style of decks. So there are quite a few things that we need to be aware of here. Ooh, Eternal Hold is amazing. This could actually be fantastic right now. I want to say it's worth the risk, but if I whiff on this, if I don't get something that immediately impacts the board, then if they have something like Grave Strength, they could do some serious damage, but to be fair, I can get rid of 1 minion. That will... So if there is 9 here, this would be 10 plus 12 would be 22 that they could deal if they had Grave Strength right now. The following turn, I can Lasting Legacy, gain 11 life. So I'd go to 18 from 7. Okay, I think Yeah, I've justified it. I think I'm going to risk it. Destroy a minion, sure. I'll get rid of the Divine Shield one. And in that case, let's just do that. So that pretty much secures the spot. I definitely would have liked to have held that, but because we can destroy one additional minion, I think that makes this better. Yeah, every now and then I would like Fel Infusion in this deck, because it just gives you another option for gaining... Ooh, very glad I got rid of those minions now. Last Stand is a good card. So that on 3 minions would have been a lot more problematic. But every now and then I do want a little bit more ability to use Lifesteal with Lasting Legacy. Just, you know, when you need it. Interesting. Okay. So we can do this, and Broxigar's Last Stand. Okay, so we're gonna go here. I'm gonna do this. And I think I can justify this attack, because this will then give me 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. I have 6 in hand. Yeah, this is great. Oh, no, it gives me 1 extra because of the... Gotta make sure to count that. Alright, that's the way it goes. But then from here... Sigil of the Seas doesn't seem bad, as well as Sigil of Cinder. We're going to do that. Okay, and then next turn we get this again, which will be great. Yeah, this is a very interesting deck. There's a lot of play to it. You know, you can do a lot of different things. And I'm a little unhappy that I'm still just sitting on these Grim Harvests. I like to get these out as soon as possible, but... I'm not tripping over it so far. I think I am managing their aggression pretty well, and if I don't manage their aggression, that's the thing with decks like this that play Shadows of Yesterday, Chow Down, Grave Strength, Last Stand, there's Chow Down. If you let them go too long, like, they can definitely take over, so it's very important to be able to manage this aggression. Ooh, with the Terror decks. Okay, so I get the feeling they have Grave Strength, and they want to make sure they finish this up now. Okay, so Studies can get I-Beam, which could take out one of these. I have 9 cards in hand. Let's do this first and see. Ooh. Okay, so Priestess of Fury could help out here. It's going to cost 0. Ooh, is it an Imp? Oh, no, okay. I was like, hold on a second. That would be incredible. Alright, so we're definitely doing this.
My blades will sing.
So Outcast gives these immune, but I don't think we care that much about the Outcast. Infestation seems great. Let's do this. I-Beam is awesome. We're going to get rid of one of these guys, gain some life, and then that leaves us with 1, 2, there, that, yeah. Alright, so doing what we can to manage this board. Didn't get any more of those minions, that's fair. And to be fair, they could steal this win. There are multiple lines of play that win from this position. I've done it myself quite a few times, just not with this specific version of the deck. I'm not sure I like this version with the dragons and stuff. It seems fine, but if you're going to play this type of aggro deck, I feel like you got to just try and get the game over with as fast as possible. Ooh, alright, that's pretty good. Yeah, Last Stand is a very powerful card. It's won me quite a few games, because it creates this consistency. You know, you can afford to lose minions, and you almost want to lose minions depending on what they are, like that, because you turn your 1/1 into a 5/4. Who would have thought? Okay, so Infestation is going to be crucial here. So this is where it gets tough, because I have no clue what's going to come off of these guys. It's going to be a random 4-cost minion, so I think we're going to start with this. What did they get? Alright, Hourglass Attendant, annoying, but not super dangerous. That's good. What do we got off of this? A 5/4. Same guy. Okay, that's totally cool. Now, I am at 10, so I got to be extremely careful about how I do this. What is this? 8, 16, 17, 18. So I'm still a little bit off of being able to take them out, am I? Oh, no. Darn it. Alright, I think I just missed lethal. Alright, that's the way it goes sometimes, guys. I'm going to do that, and then we'll throw that out there just in case it can get hit by this. And sure. Dang, definitely missed lethal. So had I gone attack with this and then double lasting legacy, I think I could have just won that turn, but that's fair. If they got Grave Strength this turn, they got it, but they might have it. Ah! Alright, that's the way it goes. Dang, okay, so we're starting 0-1.
Illidan versus Uther. I will fight with honor. This ends now.
Alright, so this should be a very interesting matchup. This is actually one that I wanted to get a better idea of. Because these are the two decks that I was considering playing for this part of the Legend run, so... Ooh, good hand. Very good hand. These are all cards you definitely want in your opening hand. Gonna start out here. Now, I'm unsure, maybe... I was just gonna say, maybe because they play Righteous Protector, turn 1 should prioritize Portal, but it's okay. What are you gonna do? Ooh, that's the best one to get there. Okay. Now, I normally don't recommend playing a deck that you're inexperienced with on a Legend run, which is exactly what I'm doing. But, yeah, sometimes it is warranted if the deck is that good of a choice, and I think in this case it was a justifiable decision, but I don't recommend this. Don't do what I do, do what I say. Alright.
Vengeance is mine.
Well, this is just fantastic. Having double Serpent is going to be crazy good. Having Eternal Hold is also a really good sign. Win rate goes up significantly when you have Eternal Hold early on in your hand. Because if you can hit this on 6, sometimes you can just play 0 mana Omen. You can play 0 mana, just crazy stuff very quickly. There's a lot of good demons that cost 5 or more. Well, this seems awesome. Do I care about the 4/4? Yeah, so something I always say is it's better for you to choose how you trade your minions as opposed to letting your opponent choose, so I think that's fine. Especially since I have these guys coming. And definitely always count your lasting legacies.
Calling for reinforcements.
Like that last game where I had lethal in hand and didn't even realize it. Ooh, inspiring Maul. How inspiring. Another Horn of Feasting is sweet here. I like that a lot. Clear that board. Okay then.
Reporting for duty.
That's pretty darn good for 4 mana.
Demons? Demons.
I think Eternal Hold is the way to play this turn. It's just, I mean, it's so good on 6. I'm trying to figure out the best way to attack, though.
Demons? Demons. Time grows short.
Alright, so I think we're going to do this. This and this. So I got that guy. I'm going to hold and get a big guy.
Your life will sustain me.
Cool. Yeah, this guy's pretty awesome. So even if they get through the taunt minions, they got to get rid of this if they want to deal any damage to me. And obviously it'd be great to follow this up with a demon, but so be it. And this version of the deck doesn't play Solitude. That's actually part of what drew me to this deck, is Solitude can be pretty hit or miss. Sometimes it's amazing, but there are many times where it's just kind of mediocre. So I think not playing Solitude gives you options for stuff like Horn of Feasting or just other cards that are more impactful in any given metagame. Ooh, boy. Well, with an immune hero.
I grow impatient.
I'm sorry, what? If your deck has no minions, give any in your hand +4 attack. Okay. Never mind. Did they change Lasting Legacy? I swear this used to give you 8 attack. Alright, maybe I'm tripping here. So I guess I didn't have lethal in that first game, which is, I guess, a little bit of a consolation.
Time grows short.
I guess we're gonna do this then. Take that. Yeah, I must have misread Lasting Legacy. That's crazy. Alright. That's the way it goes. I always thought it was nuts that this could give you 8 attack in your hand, but yeah, I guess I'm tripping. Alright. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, I think Void Lord is kind of hard to pass up here.
Darkness rises.
We do have a Fell spell, so we're going to do this and this. And this. That'll hit them in the face for 3. Ooh, and that's another one. Very nice. Okay, so this deck has some serious play to it. It also works out pretty well when you can make your hero immune and have a 9/8 just bash in face. There are some things they could do to come back, but very difficult position to do so. Yeah, like Ursal Renewing Flames could be good here. So I get a 3/3 and I deal 6 damage. There you go, okay. Alright, so 1 and 1, and thanks to star bonuses, I will continue to make forward progress. And as long as you go 50-50 or better, you can make some progress on your legend run with the bonus stars, so it works out just fine. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, we got a warrior.
Summons the war chief.
The war chief. Oh, excuse me, not the warrior, the war chief. Seems like a reasonable hand. Horn of Feasting, I like. I think we throw these 2 back. And this on the far left, I think, is the main reason I'm going to keep this, because this could be very powerful if they are Dragon Warrior. Gives me some good ways to counter their aggression and have a board presence. Grim Harvest, always a great keep. Interesting. I don't love Lasting Legacy in this deck, considering there is no Solitude. Because you get a minion off of the weapon. What else do you get minions in your hand off of? Eternal Hold, I guess? You normally play those the same turn you get them, unless they're situational. What else puts minions in your hand in this deck? So yeah, maybe Lasting Legacy is... Oh, we got a quest. Okay. Yeah, not sure if Lasting Legacy is the right call for this deck, but it works for now. So we're gonna continue. It can be pretty handy also with the axe. That is a very important factor to be considered. Man, I must have been tripping when I first read this card. I don't know how I misread that so bad. I guess I never really took Spell Demon Hunter super seriously, but yeah, if your deck has no minions, give any in-hand +4 attack is so much different than give your hero another +4 attack. I legit thought this was just like +8 attack for 3 mana. I'm like, that's busted. Ay, ay, ay. But yeah, the last 2 weeks have been pretty much a blur. Like, ever since Cataclysm came out, everything's just been changing quite literally from day to day. Now, I don't think a traditional control warrior is super common nowadays. I do think there's a good spot in this metagame for traditional control decks, or possibly like combo control decks, which we've seen with Egg Warrior, Egg Priest, Arena Warrior, a lot of warrior decks. The Egg is, I think, the most common combo control. Heal Priest or Quest Priest, whatever you want it to be, that one seems to be a very explosive combo control deck, but there's a lot of play to that deck. It can be very difficult to get that off. And definitely depends on the metagame. If the metagame is more aggressive, Heal Priest is a little tougher to make happen, because those heal cards you use with Ruby Sanctum to throw at your opponent's face, and you add healing effects to them as well as double their healing effect and turn it into damage. So if you end up having to use those on your own face to heal, because they're being so aggressive, then you're taking away elements that help you win the game later with your combo. So kind of an interesting spot for that deck. I like it a lot. I think it's got some serious potential in this metagame, but there's going to have to be some shifts in either the way we construct that deck or the way the metagame is evolving in order for it to be very competitive. Don't know what's going on over here with this guy, but we're going to just run it. I could just do this, honestly. That gives me... Yeah, I think that's just fine here. So if they're not actually here, we're gonna just try and get this thing over with. Hello. Excuse me. I would like to play a game, please. Can I please play a game? Oh, that's even better. I keep seeing them hover over one of my minions. I can't tell what's going on here. Usually that means they're back and they're like, oh, we gotta do something, but then just nothing happens. For all I know, I'm getting trolled right now. Alright, take another 6. Alright, well, I normally like to win, or earn my wins, but it is what it is.
Vengeance is mine.
Hardly counts, but what are you gonna do? Stars are stars. What do they say? Half of winning is just showing up?
Versus Garrosh.
Victory or death! This ends now!
Alright, against another warrior.
Either the Legion dies, or I die with it!
I'm going to hold this weapon up just in case they are Dragon Warrior. Would like to have as many options as possible to deal with potential aggression. Ooh, good draw, good draw. Always want this card. Very good. Yeah, the amount of draw power in Death, or Demon Hunter is really high. Between Press the Advantage, Grim Harvest, and I think there's a couple other cards. The Portals draw you cards. Just really solid card advantage in this class right now. Alright, so they're definitely Arena Warrior. Clutch of Corruption is always a dead giveaway for that, so... Gladiatorial Combat now costs 6 after the card changes, so at least we have one additional turn. But they do have the coin, so they could do it on turn 5 earliest. Which I think means we just need to be as aggressive as possible early. Just try to make it more difficult for them. I mean, to be fair, this isn't a very aggressive hand, but hopefully we'll get something better off of Grim Harvest. For all we know, though, they could just end up getting Dracorex with Gladiatorial Combat. That would be annoying, but I think there are worse things. I'm trying to think. Tortola would be pretty annoying, because that guy's pretty difficult to handle, I think, for this deck.
I grow impatient.
How do I want to do this here? So I could do studies and try and get some more minions on board, go for like a, what is it, Hounds of Feasting or whatever it is, stuff like that. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Because I can always Grim Harvest afterwards. Oh, Flash Flood. Flash Flood might actually be good. No, you know what? Let's draw some cards. Double Infestation and Lasting Legacy. Good stuff. Okay. That's a pretty good card. Taking some damage to the face. To the face. Damage to the face. It's a technical term. How many turns we got here? Yeah, we're still very early there.
They cannot stop my work.
So this could be difficult to handle if they say get Yasandre, copy Yasandre. I'm not super concerned about Dracorex, but it would just be really annoying. It would make sure that I definitely don't have any board presence, but I think from here, I think we're just gonna try to maintain some aggro. They've got a couple cards that can give them armor, their shield blocks and things like that, but from what I remember, Arena Warrior doesn't have too much of that. Like, I don't think they play, like, the Crocolisk card. What else? Tortola gives them armor. That's obviously annoying. Here's gladiatorial combat. Into Yasandre. Okay, so a little annoying, and they're making a copy, but this is manageable. So what I was thinking last turn was potentially going double Infestation, so I had all 4 stingers in my hand ready to go, because I can't play all of them this turn. Not that I think I really need to, but just so that I had them available. Let's see, 4, 6... 2, 3 there. Yeah, this is a tough one here. So this can attack lowest health enemies, so it'd be this and this, and then... Yeah, I don't like this. I think Eternal Hold is my best bet. Give me something good. Give me something good. Sure.
My blades will sing.
Okay, that's reasonable. So yeah, they got a Twilight Drake off of that, which was best possible considering our Priestess. So that's good. And we're going to get a 3-2 Axe next turn, and this guy as well. So decent board position. I think this is a fine trade here. If they trade this here, then they're going to have to get another one back with... I think it's Descend into Madness, something like that. Whatever revives a dragon. And the more dragons they get off of Yasandre, the less likely it is that you get Yasandre from that card, because there's more dragons to have died to choose from in the Discover. Succumb to Madness, there it is. So now it's pretty likely, considering there was 2 out of 3 were Yasandre that died. But yeah, not great.
Weapons for my master!
I'm thinking about potentially dealing 2 to all minions. Hounds of Fury will then take out both of these, but then this will summon 3 dragons. It will make sure they can't copy it again, which I think is helpful. But it can copy any dragon, so it gives them 3 things they could copy. How do I want to play this?
Time grows short.
I think that's the best option. It's not great, but... Ooh, that's not good. Okay, so we gave them a Briar Spawn. That was one of the risks involved here. Oh boy. So if they can make a copy of Briar Spawn and kill their copy, we're basically just dead. Yeah, that was very lucky. Best possible for him. But that's why you play Arena Warrior, because it's fun, and sometimes you get extremely lucky with your dragons. Do they have it? Oh, another Succumb to Madness. Okay.
What separates dream
Sure, why not?
madness?
A little confusing why they... Okay. One time. Destroy a minion, your hero takes damage equal to its health, so I'll take 7 damage if I take him out. Force all enemies to attack this at the end of the turn. So that'll give me some life. I mean, I guess. So I need to deal 3 more damage to this and 1 to this. So I guess we'll do... Well, if this attacks it first, then it's just dead. So I'm hoping they go, you know, one of these guys first, and then the Briar spawn.
Time grows short.
Yeah, we're just gonna throw a bunch of this stuff out there. I think the best bet here is just to oh, there's more taunt minions in the way. Dang it. Okay, we got the Briar spawn, but now they've got the 10-10.
You possess true power.
Yeah, this deck is really fun. I like Arena Warrior a lot. I can't even be mad at losing to it. That's the way it goes.
Illidan versus Sinestра.
Alright, so this is either Imbue Rogue or Herald Rogue. More likely Herald Rogue, but you do see some Imbue Rogue now and then, surprisingly. I think these are fine keeps. Ooh, very nice.
Either the Legion dies, or I die with it!
Interesting draws, okay. I'm just gonna get this portal going. Into King Lane, are you kidding me? Of all things to draw. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, we have a problem. You should not be here. This is an invite-only party. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Could have gone Sigil, but rather just handle that for sure and see what else happens after. Getting a 3/3 taunt is, I think, much better here. Although the 3/3 taunt... Ooh, does this give us Eternal Hold? It does. Thank you.
My thanks.
I think we play this. Yeah, after they use their weapon one more time, I think then I shuffle away King Lane just to be safe. I always go back and forth on what the right call for King Lane is. Like, do you just leave it in your hand and risk it? Do you throw it away? Because, I mean, Garona is one card in their deck, so fairly unlikely. I guess if they're playing the weapon, they have the chance of drawing it because it is a legendary card. But who knows? Rite of Twilight, very good card. I'm thinking Imbue and Herald Rogue, like a combination of those two decks, is probably the best option.
I grow impatient.
Not amazing, but we're going to do this just to ensure we don't take too much more damage. And this will open that back up. Ooh, this might tell them we have King Lane. This could be bad. Because if they have Garona, they can't play it because they still need one more mana, since that cost 1. But if that tells them we have King Lane, they definitely don't attack. They definitely play Garona. I'm very tempted to play King Lane on this next turn now, because it's pretty much a 75% chance that they saw it. And problem is there, if I play this, then they can just attack, and then what else? I believe the portals are legendary cards.
Demons?
No, I don't think they are.
Demons.
Alright, this actually is very relevant. We're going to have to double check the deck list to make sure that there are no other legendary cards. Boom, boom. Because yeah, knowing what else we could draw here is super clutch. Shoot, yeah, this is not good. Yeah, it does look like the portal is possibly a legendary card. That it's got the little extra art of legendary, but that's the only other thing. So I think I have to do this. We're gonna do this and this and this. And so now I think we have a 50-50 shot of drawing King Lane. So if they've already got Garona, they could attack and give it a try. Hopefully we draw a portal. Please.
No one will take me from my throne.
Wow, they played their own game. Sure. That's just silly. Alright, so they definitely don't have Garona then, which is great. Yeah, it's really hard not to play Eternal Hold whenever you have it, because this thing is incredibly powerful. None of these are great.
Demons? Demons.
I guess the best bet is this, just so that we have some removal at the ready for 0 mana. I kind of want to put some pressure on them, but I don't know that, like, I mean, a 0 mana 7/5 is some pressure.
Demons. Time grows short.
I just would really like to get a little bit more value out of this, but you know what? I think...
Job done.
Oh, no! King Lane messes up the Eternal Hold. Okay. Alright, so we're a little... we're a little screwed here. Oh, that's bad. We could just throw down the 7 mana 7/5, but this is a pretty loose play. Flash Flood, not awful. It is also a fell spell. Oh wow, they changed it so after you cast a fell spell, get a random non-colossal Naga.
Time grows short.
Job done.
So 4/7 lifesteal, pretty good.
Everyone ready for the fight of their lives?
Okay, sure. There's King Lane. So we can use Eternal Hold and then shuffle King Lane back into our deck. Ooh, with the second portal. Very nice. I mean, how do we not?
take me from my throne.
And since this is a fell spell, it'll give us another 1-cost guy. Sure.
The world breaker comes.
See, maybe if we can get some more fell spells in here. Ooh, very nice. So that gives us the 3rd portal.
Grows short.
I'm tempted to play this just so that we get another minion off of this on the off chance they get rid of it, but I think this is a pretty good position regardless, so. And also, yeah, I think the 4th portal is the finer portal, so if I play this and then attack with the weapon, I should be able to just get to Broxigar very quickly, so probably best to play it safe here. I think Broxigar will give us that little additional push to just finish the game out. Because I think we're close. Assuming they don't get anything crazy, we're very close. Very happy I was able to navigate through that King Lane exchange without getting Garona'd. Nice.
Vengeance is mine.
And looks like we probably got him here. Wait, timeout. We have 10 cards in our hand here. Let's get some of these out of our hand. 1, 2, 5 on board. So we're gonna do this, and then we do this. Just gotta be extra careful here. I don't want to lose Broxigar just because I don't have space in my hand. Alright, made it out alive. 3-2 after 5 games. Very reasonable win rate. And that brings us to, what, 1 platinum? Cool, almost a diamond. Looking good.
Illidan versus Rexxar.
I'm acting on instinct. This ends now.
Alright, I can only assume this is Face Hunter. I'm a little tempted to keep this just because I have Nespirah. I think Nespirah is decent against Face Hunter. Gives us another way to kind of take out some minions as we play some spells, which is part of why I think Hive Map's okay. Hive Map could also give us Fell Infusion, which gives our hero lifesteal, which could give us a couple extra life points to get through. Yeah, very tempted by this. Yeah, we're going to give it a go, I think. This seems like a really solid hand. I mean, between the portal, press the advantage, and the coin, having other resources like this seems really solid in this specific matchup.
Welcome to the world.
Yep. Face Hunter it is. Might as well get this going. Infestation, great draw. Okay. Here we go. So I'm thinking I could potentially just coin Nespirah, and then next turn I have like Hive Map.
Time grows short.
If Hive Map doesn't give me anything that I really want to play, it gets a little dicey, but I think that gives me a decent way to handle some aggression here. They are going to be hitting my face with some stuff though, so I think handling this might be better. And drawing a card is probably better than discovering a fell spell at this point in the game. Kind of hard to say.
Sisters, my will shall lead us to victory!
Okay, so
Demons? Demons.
I think coin into Eternal Hold is going to be pretty solid.
Time grows short. You hunt well.
I think we're going to do this.
What a sight!
Yeah, it's not great to pop that guy because it gives them a spell. But it prevents further damage. Okay, Brutish Endmaw is interesting. I've always gone back and forth on if this guy is actually good or not. Dark Gifts are fantastic. It was a big feature of the last standard format between Creature of Madness, Nightmare Lord. I mean, those were pretty important cards in that metagame. But they don't. Dark Gifts don't seem to be as huge in the metagame as they used to be. Well, +4, +5 is pretty impactful, though. That's for sure. Well. Let's see what we can do. I-beam? Not I-beam. Well, that's unfortunate. So... yeah, I-beam would have been the best possible there, because then I could have taken out the 2/2 and the 3/3 and gained a little bit of life along the way, but not in the cards today. Oh, Dreambound Raptor's what they got. That's pretty good. Yeah, it seemed like it was worth the gamble, because that holds off Eternal Hold for another turn, but yeah, they've got a fairly slow draw also. I'm pretty surprised. I figured I could get something worth casting last turn. Ooh, into confront the Tovold, or Tolvir. Ay, ay, ay. Not a good. Not good at all.
Your scraps will feed the beasts.
So we can go 1, 2, and then that.
Demons.
So we go 1, this, 2, I guess here. this.
Your scraps will feed the beast.
Save us a little more life, but yeah, I think we're still in a pretty rough spot here. Draw a fell spell, it costs 2 less, not bad.
Sometimes.
They just gotta find 2 more damage.
Feed the beasts.
With the hero power, there it is, okay.
Your scraps will feed the beast.
I always find it really interesting. It must say so much about your personality if you just are going to taunt the hell out of people with emotes. Like, those must just be the most insecure people possible. But 3-3 after 6 games, totally fine. We're making good progress.
Illidan versus Anduin.
Light makes right.
This
Okay, very likely this is Quest Priest or Heal Priest, which I believe are pretty much the same deck. Okay. Broxigar's Last Stand, pretty useless against them. They've got a couple imbue minions, I believe, but not really much of a concern. Yeah, craziest part about the quest is that it makes Medivh's Triumph cost 1, no matter what. So really, really nutty. Good draw, very nice. But I think that's one benefit of this deck, is that since we don't play any minions at all, there are a lot of decks that are just trying to counteract minions. It's another reason that this deck seemed appropriate for this Legend run, because there's so many decks that are playing like Holy Nova, and I mean even us. Like if you look at our deck, like Broxigar's Last Stand, Wyvern, Slumber. Obviously Slumber has 2 modes to it, but it seems like there are quite a few decks that just have dead cards against us because we don't play like traditional minions. So it looks like next turn we can get through 2 portals. If we go portal, attack, we will shuffle and draw the 3rd portal, and then we can Broxigar's Last Stand, putting the last portal in our deck on turn 4. Seems good. Sweet. I'm tempted to Sigil. They do have healing effects, so I'm not sure it really matters that much. Maybe it's better to do it while we can, because they do have some minions that they play, but I'm leaning towards the Grim Harvest just because the card draw also gets us closer to that final portal. That might be more helpful, I'm thinking. Yeah, we're going to do that. And might as well play to our advantage. I think card advantage is something that will help this matchup quite a bit. Oh, there's a minion. Okay.
The crystal shall decide your fate.
Okay. Sure, why not? So we've got double Sigil and 1 lasting legacy. So that's 16 damage right there if we can keep the board empty, as well as Infestation. So I'm feeling pretty good. Ooh, feeling pretty good so far about this.
My readings are off the charts.
I am of the opinion that you should not be playing Devouring Plague in this deck unless you've already played Cleansing Cleric, because Cleansing Cleric makes this plus 12 to your health. So if you've got that much play in the range of your life total, I feel like you should be taking full advantage of it. I don't know what their hand is, but that's just based on my experience playing this deck. That's kind of the opinion I have.
Demons? Demons.
It's kind of hard not to play Eternal Hold. I don't think this deck plays Demolition Renovator. I think Demolition Renovator should come back. I think that is, I'm definitely calling that now. There's enough locations in the metagame that you got to be playing that pretty soon. I think it's going to be a huge advantage.
Time grows short.
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to Eternal Hold here. Let's see if we can get something good. Perfect.
My blade will sing.
Yeah, I think between Warrior having lots of locations, Arena Warrior has like 3 different locations in the deck, as well as some of the other versions of the deck have like, or you know, some versions of Arena Warrior have Sanguine Depths, Erupting Volcano, Clutch of Corruption. Is there another one? No, I think they have 3 in the at the most in the Warrior decks. And then there's, you know, versions that play just Depths and Erupting Volcano, but at least there's 2 locations on average for Warrior decks. And then you've got the Priest deck, which has a couple. You've got this deck that's got a couple. So I think it's probably worth playing Demolition Renovator and just about anything that you can jam it into. If only this was a Fel spell, that would be pretty dope.
I grow impatient.
So I think we're gonna do this.
Demons. Time grows short.
Let the scales fall from the
There's the
eye.
Cleansing Cleric, okay.
Elune, bring guidance.
There, and that makes it so that they're incentivized to play a bunch more minions now if they have them. Sure. And now let's split 12 damage up. Double Lasting Legacy, pretty awesome. So that's 8. Let's do this first. 6 damage to your opponent's left and rightmost minions doesn't matter too much to me. Ravenous Fell Hunter doesn't get anything back. I guess this guy's fine. And then we're going to do Double Lasting Legacy, since that will pump these guys.
The weak shall perish.
This guy's now a 1-mana 9/3, pretty awesome. 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Vengeance is mine.
Could I have played that turn differently? I don't think there's much else I could have done that would have mattered. There's Medivh's Triumph, very good card. That is actually part of why I did not play Jailer, because I didn't want to just throw out everything there. Okay. Well, they're at 8. Can we get them? We've got Infestation for 4. Yeah, I think we got them. Alright, 4 and 3. Beat Quest Priest. Not bad. Does that push us into... Yeah, it pushes us into Diamond. Finally. Let's go.
Illidan versus Garrosh.
Victory or death! This ends now!
I think keeping Eternal Hold is the call. Don't think these are justifiable keeps. Infestation, should this be Dragon Warrior, could be very helpful. If it's not Dragon Warrior, then it's a little dead. So I think Arena Warrior, I really like. I want to say it's, in my experience, more likely to play against that than Dragon Warrior, but hard to say. Yeah, I don't love it, but I think... Oh, wow. Okay. Here I go, hemming and hawing, waiting the full amount of time just to get it back. Alright. Yeah, if this is Dragon Warrior, it's great. But if not, then I don't think I can justify that spot. Because Arena Warrior and Egg Warrior, it would just essentially do nothing but be little 2 damage pokes to the face. So, and they are Dragon Warrior, so it worked out. Interesting to play Sanguine Depths. I think there are a lot of Dragon Warrior decks that are actually just opting for no Sanguine Depths, no Stone Carver, and just doing just the most aggressive and efficient dragons, but very interesting nonetheless. I'm thinking Sigil of Cinder might be the play here.
Vengeance is mine!
Makes them think twice about how they play their minions this next turn, at least. If they do something like Prescient Slitherdrake, that would be a little annoying, but I think I can handle that.
Change is coming.
That works too. I kind of like this. 6 to the face and having a board presence seems phenomenal right now. I really like Hounds of Fury in this deck. Very good card. Wow, using a Windpeak Worm on a 3/3. Alright, that shows who the aggressor is here.
I grow impatient.
Yeah, me too, buddy. Me too. I'm actually tempted to do this and attack that minion. 6 to the face is no joke, but from this position I'm feeling pretty good. I just don't want to get too hasty and then end up paying the price for it.
Time grows short.
Yeah, no way I can justify that decision. Yeah, because I was thinking about holding the Infestation so that I just had more resources for later, but it's probably just better to use the Infestation. And, okay, sure. That means they're taking 3 to the face if they attack my minion. That's great. And a raw Petal Peddler with no... Wow. Very okay with this. I can hit them for 8, 9, 10 to the face, put them at 5. I think Eternal Hold is probably a little better, though.
Demons? Demons.
Yeah, it's really hard not to play Eternal Hold when you have it. It can just swing the entire game or seal the deal. Omen! That's exactly what we wanted. Omen is always the best for 0 mana. How do you not? Goodbye. Goodbye. Bruh. Bruh. Sneaky Devil, sure. I haven't seen Sneaky Devil in a hot minute. Almost forgot about that card. Yeah, they're just dead here. Yeah. Alright, pretty good. 5 and 3 after 8 games. It takes me to Diamond 10 with some stars. I think I'm going to have to keep a very, very close eye on the data as I continue to play. Because every day that passes, there seems to be some shifting in the metagame. Definitely check out that video that I just posted before this one, breaking down the metagame and figuring out what to play for this part of the Legend run, because I think it's a lot of very valuable information. That type of decision-making process I don't think is taken into account by a lot of just kind of like normies like us. Like, I'm in no way a professional player. I like to think I'm decent at Hearthstone. I'm pretty good. I've got a long track record of gaming, 20 years in Magic the Gathering and about 10 years in Hearthstone, and consistently making Legend. So all I guess I'm trying to do is just put forth, a very, results-oriented and data-driven way to select your deck. Because I think a lot of people are like, ooh, I like this deck and I want to play it. But then you get it and you play it and you're like, this isn't what it looked like on paper. There are many times where a deck on paper looks better than it is, and you play it and it's not. And vice versa, where a deck on paper looks a little iffy, but then you play it and it's just the best thing ever. So it's super important, in my opinion, to have a lot of data as well as some experience to be able to drive your deck building decisions. And that was a great sentence. Drive your deck building decisions. I love alliteration. I'm an old English major, so. Making those decisions with the most data possible is super important. And so I hope these videos are helping you guys. I know some of you guys have made some really nice comments to me about how I've influenced your ability to understand the metagames, at least before the rotation. And so I'm trying to do the same thing now as we've had the Cataclysm set and the standard rotation, and as we've seen quite a bit of innovation and evolution of this metagame. So more videos are coming on the way. Got to get through this Legend run, and then I'm going to just be hammering out as many videos as I can with all the different decks that come up. I would love to see more innovation in this metagame. I am starting to become a little bit cynical, I'm not going to lie. Seems like there are, for the most part, all the decks that we're going to get for the next month or two, I get the feeling we've pretty much got them, maybe 90% of them. There may be one, maybe two other decks that kind of squeeze in there, but I think things are going to be a little fringe for now. So I'm going to try and play as many interesting and fringe things as possible once I get to Legend, so that I have experience with things as the metagame continues to evolve. But it's tough to say that there's going to be any great innovation until we see more new cards in the format or more card changes. So we'll see how that works. And so far, I'm not a big fan of the card changes because they definitely helped in that Druid is not just this very, very aggressive deck that's very good, high win rate, all that. That was very obviously the best deck of the format. It was you either play Druid or you play something that beats Druid or has the possibility of beating Druid. Now, because that deck has been nerfed enough, I think that just means Shaman is now that deck, where Shaman is just like aggressive, and you either play Shaman or you play something that has the potential to do well against Shaman. And I don't like these kinds of metagames where it's like this or that. I like a rock, paper, scissors, A, B, C, or even D, E, F style metagame where A beats B, B beats C, C beats A, and you can actually have these interesting kind of back and forth, and you can actually change a couple cards in your deck to kind of cater to your bad matchups, and then really also in the way that you play be able to affect your results. So when you just have this, like you play this or that, like top two decks right now in the format seem to just be Herald Shaman and Aura Paladin. And I think that's very much so a this or that kind of metagame. And then there's a huge tier B. So hopefully we'll see more stats over the next couple of weeks that give us a more refined tier A that has a good 4 or 5 decks that we can actually start to build a rock, paper, scissors, etc. type of metagame. So that's enough of my blabs. I appreciate you guys. If you're already following, big thank you, means a lot. Definitely comment and let me know, how you think the metagame is shifting, because I would love to see some more shifts here, but getting a little cynical. But yeah, peace and love, guys. Catch you next time.